Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to make this card. Well, I'm going to make it slightly different sentiment, different paper. And I'm going to show you how I coloured it with the alcohol markers that we've got, Stamping Blends. All the details will be over on nigezza.co.uk, and there'll be a link coming up there, and there'll be a link there to my shop if you wish to buy anything. And what we're using is the Whiskey Business, and I have used this textile embossing folder, I forget what it's called now. I'm using Plaid Tidings, and I've picked out this check, so just showing that Plaid Tidings isn't just for Christmas. I'm using the stitched label dies, nested label dies. I haven't actually brought them to the table. I will get them. Yes, lots and lots of stamping blends. So the first thing we'll do is do the colouring. I think that will be easier. So I'm using thick Whisper White to stamp the images. I'm using Memento ink because this is a water-based ink, and to do the alcohol marker you need a water-based ink with it. So I'm going to stamp both the decanter and the glass, and then when I've coloured them in I will fussy cut them out. Doesn't take too much. Fussy cutting is not my forte, but these are not that difficult to cut out, I have found. So I'm going to put that down there. And then we'll do the glass. Up there. So I'm going to zoom right in so you can see what I'm doing when I'm starting colouring. So before I start, I'm just going to sort of run through which markers that I'm using. So I'm using the colour lifter, which is very useful for giving light and dark, well, light shades, taking the light out. I've got the light Pool Party, which I'm going to use for the glass bit. I've got light and dark Pumpkin Pie, light and dark Mango Melody. I've got light Daffodil Delight, and this is an old Stamping Blend, Blendabilities, who remembers those? So this is the medium crumb cake, which is a little bit like sort of soft suede. I have to give a shout out to fellow demo Jo Blackman. She is amazing with blends, and she used the cinnamon cider, which went really well. Don't have that. My only sort of brownie colour I've got is crumb cake, and crumb cake didn't work. I tried it, so I'm using this, but you can substitute it with other darker blends. Okay, so let's go zooming in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is sort of go around the edges in this darker colour. I say use whatever you've got. Use the nib end. That is my tip that I got from Jo, is use the nib end. You can sort of build it up slowly. I'm hoping that my head doesn't get in the way. Now, oh, didn't want to go up there. Let me quickly get that off. That was a good start, wasn't it? So the colour lifter lifts off colour quite well. So we're going to go around just where the whiskey is, and we've got bits of shadow, and I just want to go around the edges in this darker colour. So you've got bits of the glass where it's sort of reflected. So I'm using this dark colour just around those bits. Okay. And then I'm going to take my pumpkin pie, just go next to that, and I'm sort of stroking up from the darker colour and then doing just circular motions around all the other areas. This looks like nothing on earth when you first start. When I was doing it, I was like, how on earth is that going to end up looking like whiskey? So then I'm going to take my dark Mango Melody, and I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just going round in circular motions. All the way around where I have already coloured. And then I'm going to go back in with the dark, and I'm just going to stroke up. At the bottom. And then I'm going to get my Mango Melody again. And sort of start blending all that in nicely together. Get a bit more pumpkin pie. So we want to get that sort of blending going on. And then I'm going to use a bit more dark around these top edges. Coming in now with a bit more pumpkin pie. And I'm going to use a bit of the light Mango Melody. And some of that colour's dragging out. I do hope my head's not getting in the way, otherwise that kind of spoils the whole point. And I just want to outline the edge of the decanter. It is a very slow process building up these colours. But it's quite relaxing. So I'm just stroking out from the dark. And then using my circular strokes to blend all that in. And then you can come in with a colour lifter to areas where you think might benefit from. And then I'm just going to use the larger end just to finish off over the top. And that is my whiskey, which is not bad for somebody. I'm not an artist, but that is what I've done. So now I just want to do the bottle. So we'll put them away. So we're just using light pool party and the colour lifter. And all I'm doing is going round where there is shading from the stamp set. So I'm putting blue around each of these areas, going down the centre there. Going over where I made the mistake. So I'll go around the edge of the glass, around that bit of crystal. And then just take the colour lifter and we'll just give it a little bit of a blend around. Just to give the impression of the glass, really. That is all we're doing. So that's a mid glass bottle. So I'm going to do the same with that, but I'll do that a bit sort of speeded up. There we are. So that is those done, and I'm just going to cut them out. There's some nice straight edges, so it's not really difficult to cut out. So I'm just going to go around that curve. There we have them. All nicely done. So now we've done those bits. That's the difficult bit of the card. So now I can't find where I put them. Oh, it's all under there. Okay, so we are got a basic black standard card base, so that's A4 cut in half, scored in half. I've got my standard size mat, which is going to go on the inside, and I've got a standard size mat for the outside, and so then I'm just going to cut a strip of this to go over it. Now it came about because I made a mistake, because I was going to do my card so there was a strip going across that way. In fact, maybe I'll make this one the way that I intended, and then we can decide the difference. So I'm just going to cut this 3 inches across, straight in half at 3 inches. And the mistake I made was I cut it at the layer for going sideways instead of the layer for going all the way across. So my first intention was for this to go across the middle of the card like so, and not halfway. So I think we might do this one that way, and then I'm going to cut using the nested stitched label dies. Stitched nested label dies, I think that's what I said. I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to cut it out completely in the middle of this, so that then that could still be used as a card mat on something else. In fact, it might even fit on this one, because that might cover the hole completely, but we shall see. So I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm also embossing this. This tartan fabric, when you emboss it with this, it looks like actual fabric, and I really liked that. I thought that was quite good. And then I will emboss this as well. Okay, so I'm going to get those cut out, and then I'll get on with it. So there we are. Emboss those. I do like this embossing folder. I think it gives a lovely effect, particularly good for masculine cards. So they're ready to go like that. So I don't need my little bit of black now. I have a bit of black going on there. Got that going on there. Bit of ribbon behind. Was there, and then we've just got room there for the sentiment. I put a bit of ribbon behind there and added a bow. I'm not sure that I'm gonna, yeah, I think it will. I think it needs a ribbon, it might not need a bow. So I'm just gonna cut that there. And what I did was I coloured it with the black blend. So I'm just going to bring in some paper there to lean on whilst I just stroke it over. This was my main reason for buying blends, was to colour ribbon and gems and pearls and what have you. And I say, since watching Joe use them for the purpose they were intended, colouring in, I've much enjoyed colouring. I'm not great, but enjoy it a bit more, and the results aren't too bad. I'm going to leave that a second to dry whilst I bring in my sentiment. I'm going to do a different sentiment on this one. That one, I thought one of my sons could give it to Ed for his for Father's Day, but this one I'm going to probably give to the same son for his birthday. I'm sure he's got a shirt exactly like that. He loves check shirts, and he likes a glass of good whiskey as well. So he likes a glass of very nice gin as well. So he kind of pleases both his parents in that respect. So going to let there and hope this is straight. Deciding whether or not I want it in the middle or not. Here we go. Hoping. I think that's fine. I like the play on old fashioned. That's a whiskey based cocktail, isn't it? So, which again, James is quite partial to. There we go. And so now is where I decide if I want any ribbon on it or not. So you do get quite a different look from the card by changing where you put your background paper. So I'm going to tie a bow. So we do need to colour another bit of ribbon. So we'll just do a little bow and hope I've done enough ribbon. I've managed to twist that. I quite like that. So I think we'll put that on. So we need to stick that bit of ribbon around here. It's quite handy. We've got a line on the paper. So we'll just do a bit of that. Super. That cocktail stick keeps sticking to me. So I'm going to stick that across the middle. Put my card straight. It's not straight. There we go. Well, listening to the wind there, I'm very glad I'm indoors. I want to go up a bit. It's not nice weather out there. Although the sky looks quite amazing. There's some red tinges in the sky. So, red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Mince and mashed potato, shepherd's pie. That's one of my favourite jokes. Always makes me laugh. Soz about that. There we go. So, I'm going to stick that on. Love these darker plaids, checks, tartans. So many names for the same thing. Let's put that on there. And then I'm going to pop up my whiskey on dimensionals. I'm just going to get a glue dot off and it disappears. Probably wasn't a glue dot there. That was my imagination. Sort of had it coming in, didn't I? No, I want it going out. So yeah, so this is well ahead for my son's birthday. Mind you, I'm not quite sure when I'm going to put this video out, so I might be putting it out just in time for his birthday, to be fair. Right, I'm going to cut some little sliver there to go up the neck of the bottle. Oh, that was good. There we go, that'll be lovely. So then that needs this side here, and then I can put some glue on the other side. So it's going to overlap the bottle. And I'm just going to put a dimensional between the two of them, like so. So let's get them stuck on. I think it's going to be quite a long one, this, but it does take a while to do all that colouring in, so I do hope that this has been okay for everyone. I'm going to see which card we like best. I probably won't be able to choose. It's usually the case when I make two different ones that are similar. we go. That is my two cards that are slightly different, a slightly different version of the same thing. So I hope you like that. All the details will be over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. Link down below. Link to my shop if you wish to buy anything. And I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye for now.